You know that unimaginable stuff that just seems to happen that has a tendency to derail you from pursuing things that are really important to you? You're not alone. That happens to everybody. We all get those unimaginable things, whether it be a phone call or who knows what. Hi, friends. Spiritual Gangster video for you from my car. I was going to do this outside because, just look at this. It's so windy, you would not be able to hear me. So I have to do it from in here, windows up. But at the end of this video, I'll give you a nice panoramic shot anyway, okay? So, the tough stuff, the struggles, the wrenches that get thrown in away, stuff that is unbelievable, that we have no control over, our circumstances, it happens to every one of us. Every one of us. But there's still very few people that create any kind of wild, sustainable success. And success, by the way, is going to be whatever you look like. That's an individual thing. The progressive realization of a worthy ideal that you get to design. But unbelievable shit happens to us all. So, in my point of view, there's two parts to this and to being successful anyway at whatever it is that you want. That's really important. So watch to the end, see if this resonates with you, see if it helps you make a mental breakthrough that is followed up by a tangible breakthrough, whatever that looks like for you too. So number one of these two things, see it through, follow through, but that's not enough by itself. But I'll tell you this, hardly anybody has any follow-through power. We've all got the power, but very few people tap into that power and actually see things through. That's important. Most people quit. That's just the way it is. It is extremely lopsided. I would say at least 9 out of 10, maybe 19 out of 20 people quit and don't see stuff through. And that's how they live their lives. And typically the way somebody does one thing is the way they do all things. So if you see somebody quitting on a financial goal, odds are favorable they're also quitting on their health goals, their relationship goals, and vice versa. And that's just the condition of human beings. Very few people will see it through because it requires a lot of figuring stuff out. It just does. Okay, so here's the other part, because that by itself isn't enough. You could have all the see-through power in the world, the persistence, but if you're not getting better, increasing your skill set, advancing your perspective by, watching a video like this might help you advance your perspective so that you actually make progress. Without developing your brain, personally developing your brain, then continued efforts, especially if they're the wrong efforts, that's the perpetual hamster wheel that we're all familiar with. And how frustrating is that? To keep putting forth all that effort, all the time, all the blood, sweat, and tears, emotion, energy, whatever it is, but you're not making any progress. You're just spinning that hamster wheel. And you keep hearing, no, you just have to stick at it. Just don't give up. It's true, but it's half true. That by itself isn't enough. That by itself could be the unending perpetual hamster wheel. So the second part of that makes the first part work is to spend some time developing your brain. Abraham Lincoln was asked, I'm paraphrasing here, he was asked, you had 6 hours to chop down a tree. How are you going to spend that 6 hours? How much of that time are you going to spend actually chopping the tree? And he says, well, I'm going to spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe, and then the last 2 hours, I should be able to cut down that tree. So sharpening the axe, he's spending more time. That's an analogy for sharpening his skills, sharpening his brain. So apply that to your life. So never give up, but also never give up developing yourself. If you want to make things a lot easier, develop yourself. They might still be hard, but how much harder is it going to, infinitely harder is it going to be if you're constantly putting out the effort, but constantly going nowhere? And everybody knows how to go nowhere. So just you sharpening your skills, sharpening your brain, getting the emotional maturity that maybe you need, maybe the spiritual maturity, which we all need. If you spend time on that every day, then as you're actually doing the deed every day, your see-through power is it's eminent. I don't know how much time it'll take, and it'll be different for everyone, but you can at least put the guarantee in yourself that you're going to get there, you're going to cross that finish line, and then you can shoot for newer, higher goals or whatever. So I hope that makes sense. effort isn't enough. You have to develop your brain. So put effort into that too. I guess if you look at it that way, effort is enough. Just depends on where your effort is. Some of your effort has to be in developing your brain. That's just all there is to it. Otherwise, you're going to be just like everybody else who quits, foolishly quits. So develop yourself. That's where the key to everything is within developing yourself. Otherwise, how's that hamster wheel feel? It sucks, doesn't it? So develop yourself. If you know somebody who'd like this video, click the share button. Share it if it's worthy. Also, if you like the content of this video, you might like my website too. It's fireyourboss.xyz, not .com, fireyourboss.xyz. Thousands of pieces of content, all to do with health, healing, happiness, philanthropy, lots of stuff about that, freedom, including financial freedom, because the truly rich measures their wealth by their time, not their money, but they also realize there's a relationship between money and freedom of their time. That's real spiritual gangster stuff for you. So fireyourboss.xyz, share it if you feel this is worthy to share and you know somebody who might like this. Now I'm going to do as promised, and I'm going to give you a quick panoramic shot of what's going on outside. Roll down the windows so you can hear the water. Here we go. One of nature's many wonderful free shows. Hopefully that was centered for you. Bye for now. Thanks for watching the video.